Bitcoin is near enough $72,000 right now, and I set myself a challenge just a few days ago. This is episode 4, I think, of the $10,000 to $1 million trading challenge, and so far, we're now 7% of the way there with an account balance of $71,000. You might ask, how did I do that? Well, it was largely helped by the fact that I was incredibly long on the price of Bitcoin from when it was crashing down the other day. These are trades that I called in the Discord group where I was going long at $58,600, and the price is now nearly $62,000, giving us some significant returns. Those are how those trades have played out so far. So we've taken $6,000 profit on the Bitcoin trade, which is still $29,000 in a profit. The Ethereum trade is a newer trade, and that's now $7,000 in a profit. But we want to cover all of that in today's video. Now, if you do want to win a nice Bitcoin pillow that looks like this, you're quite welcome to win it. And it's very easy to win that. All you need to do is slap a like on this video. If this video reaches 500 likes, I'll give that pillow to somebody that left a like and left a comment on this video. That makes a lot of sense to me because I've got quite a lot of these pillows, to be honest, because I make them. I have a business that makes Bitcoin pillows. Who would have thought that? Anyway, slap a like, subscribe, leave a comment if you want to join the TMG Trades community as we try and flip this $10,000 into $1 million. We're also going to review the price of Bitcoin today, give a kind of overview on what we're expecting from it. There's so many different metrics and things that we need to look at the same time as that. There's a few altcoins as well to bring to your attention in today's video. So slap a like, subscribe, and let's crack on with today's video where, of course, the price of Bitcoin is now nearly $62,000. And what is currently going on with the price of Bitcoin? Well, this is what's going on. And it does raise an element of concern to me that this is what's going on with Bitcoin right now. Bitcoin is come back up and it's now retesting this yellow line of what was support is now resistance. Now, if we can get a clean break of this level of resistance, Bitcoin is looking very, very strong. However, the question is, are we going to get a clean break of this level of resistance? Because it's not like a dead set line, but it does need to be trading kind of above $63,000 to confirm a break of this level of resistance. Now, if we do get the daily close above $62,500, I'll be leaving my positions open this weekend because I'm expecting more of a pump throughout the course of this weekend. And these are some pretty good entries that we've got over here on these positions, like the Bitcoin entry here at $58,659. That is a very strong entry point. And again, the position sizing of it, 9 Bitcoin strong, it's a very good size of position with a very nice profit. Some of the other trades on there, they're not quite as favorable or not quite as well sized, but that is a really good trade that we're in right now on the price of Bitcoin. Am I going to be taking profits on it? I've already taken some profits. I'm hesitant to take more profits just because although this doesn't look amazing, because again, it could easily get rejected. You know how volatile Bitcoin has been recently. We've seen these giant pumps upwards and then immediately swamped by a dump, like a pump upwards here and immediately we're back where we started again. I just get the feeling that something is different. Something has changed. Something in the water is different this time. And it's largely due to this, the M2 money supply. That is currently the amount of money in circulation. Look at this. Can you see this at the end here? The amount of money in circulation has increased from 20.7 trillion up to 20.8 trillion. So there is now 100 billion extra. I think that's correct. Yes, about 100 billion extra now in money supply between February and March. Why is this? Well, the jobs report this month came in very good. We got the perfect news today. It seems quite counterintuitive, but the US jobs report came in today with a higher rate of unemployment. That shows there are less jobs in the economy. Less jobs in the economy means that the economy is starting to suffer. And if the economy is starting to suffer, what does that mean? It means that interest rates come down in order to increase spending because interest rates are too high. People are leaving money in the banks. That's where they're getting the best returns. So they pull the money out of the banks and they throw it at stock markets instead, and that stimulates growth. That is really good for Bitcoin. So the fact that we have a declining amount of jobs in the USA is bullish. I know it sounds crazy, but that's how these things work. So the fact that we've got less jobs in supply means that they'll print more money, kind of like what happened when we all got locked inside. Again, a lot of people lost their jobs, they started printing loads of money, and then all the markets started pumping. That's the kind of situation that we've been waiting for so long because the jobs market has been getting stronger and stronger and stronger. Unemployment was at its lowest levels. That's really bad for Bitcoin. Bitcoin, as a system, requires unemployment to function as efficiently as possible, or rather just for the price to pump, because people speculate on the price of Bitcoin, and if they're getting a good interest rate in the bank, they're not speculating on markets. That's one of the reasons why Bitcoin has increased today. The other reason is because this data was released by Fred about the M2 money supply, and the M2 money supply is also increasing, meaning that they're already increasing the amount of money in supply. Although they're not printing, they are liquidating assets in order to increase money supply to make the economy more liquid, and there is less money in the banks. That is overall good news. So from that perspective, I think something has fundamentally changed in the markets, and I think that kind of what we've experienced over the course of the past couple of weeks is very similar to what we experienced after the first Bitcoin ETF. When the Bitcoin ETF was launched, what we experienced then was a decline in price down from $48,000, I think it was at, nearly $50,000, all the way down to the mid-30s, and then it bounced quite heavily. What we've experienced now is from the mid-70s all the way down to the mid-50s, a $20,000 drop in the price of Bitcoin because of what's happened around Bitcoin halving. I think a lot of that now has left the situation. I think that at the end of the day, what we've experienced in the past, let me show you from previous bull markets. Just bring up the chart here again. This is Bitcoin on the 4-hour chart, but if we go over here to the daily chart, what we've experienced since Bitcoin halving is a large amount of downwards pressure. However, if I reset this scale here to auto, zoom out on the chart a little bit and look what happened at the last Bitcoin halving. This is when the last Bitcoin halving took place. We experienced quite a large amount of sideways action here, and then we started rallying to the upside. But we also had quite a lot of downwards after the Bitcoin halving had taken place. Bitcoin halving took place, price of Bitcoin was like $10,000 here, and then the price of Bitcoin crashed down to about $8,000, so it lost 20% of its value. Then it stagnated and went sideways. But during that period of time, as I've pointed out in the past, what actually happened is over on the price of Ethereum, we actually had a crazy Ethereum bull market during this period of time. So you can see that's on the chart right here. So the halving takes place in May of 2020 at these levels here, and then suddenly Ethereum starts rallying very significantly against Bitcoin. Where you see Ethereum going down against Bitcoin here, that's because Bitcoin suddenly starts going up a lot, and then the two kind of ebb and flow against each other, and then we get this crazy bull market. I think we're going to get that crazy bull market this year. I think it's going to come towards the latter end of the year, but definitely things are looking a lot more positive today because of the news that's hit. And at the same time, in terms of Ethereum versus Bitcoin, you can see that we've been consolidating for so long that is likely going to have a breakout pretty soon. It's looking pumpier and pumpier. We formed a nice inverse head and shoulders pattern that again should break to the upside. And in terms of the way that Ethereum is performing against Bitcoin, it actually today is down 1.58%. Again, that's good news because it means that it's creating more upside for us when Ethereum does start rising against the value of Bitcoin. It's also good for altcoins because it does mean you've still got a little bit more time to accumulate until this chart here starts going bullish again. But this is the current price of Ethereum versus US dollars. And if I'm to remove that from the chart there, you can see that overall the target for Ethereum versus US dollars for a breakout is going to be $3,300. The current price is $3,082, so we're $120 away from that price target. For me, that is my overall price target for taking profit on this trade, because again, we could well get rejected at those levels. There's no guarantee of a breakout, but certainly this is overall a very bullish situation to be in because we have a very strong bull pennant coming, or bull flag coming off of a giant run up that we've had recently. Overall, this is looking like a nice kind of market recovery type situation, and Ethereum is looking very, very strong. When we're looking at Bitcoin dominance right now, if we're to go over to the Bitcoin dominance chart, you can see here on Bitcoin dominance has been rising up here on the 4-hour. And if you look over at the daily, again, Bitcoin dominance has been rising up throughout this entire bull market so far. Bitcoin dominance is likely to get slapped down at some point soon, as it does every single bull market. You can see when the previous bull market started here back in, where is it? So this is, where is Bitcoin halving on this chart? Bitcoin halving is here. So this is Bitcoin halving. So when Bitcoin halving takes place, dominance rises. And then after Bitcoin halving, there's an altcoin season, and then Bitcoin starts pumping, and then the real altcoin season begins. That's what we're expecting to start happening now. Probably a slight decline in Bitcoin dominance pretty soon, and then a huge rise in Bitcoin dominance followed by a huge crash in Bitcoin dominance as altcoins really start to take off. The market is looking stronger and stronger right now. When it comes to other altcoins, this is Polkadot, currently trading at $7.24. Looking at the price of Polkadot right now, I think it's very, very bullish, especially when you start zooming out on this chart and looking at the long term here, seeing that Polkadot used to trade at $58, and currently is trading all the way down here at $7. It barely looks like it's even got out of the bear market right now, with the bear market low being at $3.76. It's barely risen up from the bottom. That makes me bullish on these things because it's nice to be buying things near the bottoms. At the same time, Vanry here is looking for a breakout here on this line. If it can get that breakout later today, we're looking at a significant pump up in the price of Vanry back up to these 20-cent levels. That will make, for me, my Vanry trade finally enter into some profit, because it's the only trade here that I've got that's currently in a loss. It's this $3,000 loss here is the Vanry trade. There's also a few other trades open, like I said. I was taking a Miro trade in the challenge. That Miro trade is now $3,600 in a profit. I've also got the Coty trade here in another $1,900 of profit, and it's already taken $2,200 worth of profit on this trade. But overall, those trades are performing very, very strongly. I'm also going to be going on a live stream later today, and on that live stream, I'll probably show you an example of how to take profit, because I'll close some of the trades on the live stream because I've got to be disciplined. I've already had a word with myself. Again, you want to be profitable in this bull market. You've got to take some profit so that you can redeploy capital if there are dips. If there are no dips, you can always redeploy capital and keep buying into the pump. The key thing is here, taking profits, preserving capital, and making sure that you walk away with as much as possible. Anything else left to cover in today's video? The one thing would be, I actually spoke to the CEO of Elrond, and Elrond since then has started rising to the upside. It's actually broken its long-term downtrend here. I am more bullish on Elrond, having chat with the CEO of Elrond. $41 is the current price. I'm not going to buy any more Elrond just yet, but I am in talks with them in how they can actually improve the Elrond perceptions by the public, because they have done quite a lot of building on Elrond. It's just literally a case of they've not told anyone what they've built, and no one understands what they've built. So it's a marketing issue, really, ultimately. So that needs addressing. The other thing today would be that I've been playing this game here on Meth Lab. Okay, this is something that I invested in a while ago. I don't know if you remember. It's called Puff the Dragon. Puff the Dragon is now in chapter 3, I think it is. And they've been playing this game today whereby the winner gets 1 million Puff. I don't fully understand what's going on with all of this stuff, but I think that the whole Puff the Dragon thing has been quite interesting. But on that note, guys, if you are interested to win this Bitcoin pillow, slap a like on this video. I'd appreciate it. Get to 500 likes, I give the pillow to somebody that leaves a comment in the comment section below. Anything else? I don't know. Subscribe. Join the community. It's nice that the markets are pumping again. Make sure you watch my stream later today. Have a fantastic day. See you in the next video. Goodbye.